That scared the living shit out of me. Wow, that really scared me. My God.
Yes.
Hey.
All right, mate.
Yeah, I was the gym, man. I was the
Well,
gym.
I didn't go because I had a couple of bastards that wanted me to jump on here, didn't I? So I'm going to leave it till later on. I'm having a cup of coffee instead.
There we go, mate. That's going to do your biceps nicely.
I know, exactly. How are you guys doing? You all right?
Yeah, all good, really good. Yeah,
very good.
Yeah, so you've been missing the gym then?
Yeah, I have. Kind of a big. What's it been 2 weeks now since it's all been open? 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So it's good to be back. I still look like a Mr. Men. I've still got a big round body and skinny little arms. Do you know what I mean? But you'll get there for next year anyway.
Yeah, muscle memory. It won't take long to get back. So.
I'm trying to make. Is this up at the screen? I should have got a webcam, shouldn't I? But well.
Oh, picture looks good, mate. It's fine. Looks good. Yeah. All good. So we got a couple of people on board, and we welcome, guys. Welcome to the HDUK Extra live chat. Please welcome Mr. Michael Enemy. Woo!
I thought I'd come colour coordinate and do everything. I thought, I'm making effort.
Yeah.
Mate, even the wall is red.
Yeah, I know. I've just noticed that. I've just noticed that. So yeah, that weren't on purpose.
Yeah, nice.
Looking good, man.
So now restrictions are easing. Have you got dates going back in the diary of what you got coming up?
Yeah, kind of. I'm trying not to get excited though at the moment because obviously how it is. Things are coming in and you're like, oh yeah, I can't wait to do that. I'm still pessimistic about this year, to be honest. I think later on in the year maybe, but I think your July's, August's. I can't see it happening, but I'm fingers crossed. But I'm going to play it cool for a bit, and then I'll start getting excited because I can't take another heartbreak. If I get heartbroken again, that's it.
Yeah.
Phones and mic.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same. I'm hoping, but just a bit weary. And the thing is, I think the rug could so easily be pulled out from under our feet, and I think that would be crushing for everyone. People in the industry, people who just want to go out and have a night out. It would be, that wouldn't be good. So.
Nah. What about you boys? You got the diaries locked in? Got a few things coming in?
Yeah, a few things coming in. I just posted up the Hard Generation event with the Darren Styles tour. So
seen that.
A bunch of dates. So I'm going to be doing one of those with him. And there's a few other things. There's the Gathering, which is up north, a really big festival. I think that's been postponed twice.
Mm-hmm.
So that looks really, really exciting. So fingers crossed that goes ahead.
I've just seen you on that Hard Generation as well, aren't you? You're on the Cardiff one.
That's it, yeah.
That'll be banging, that one. I'm definitely going to come to a few of them. The lineups that they've done for that are great. They've got some good new talent. Obviously, there's the Darren Styles and all the top boys, but I think each lineup's just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just what we need, but we just need it to stay.
Yeah. I think that's the future, though. I think this is what like our scenes, what it was before, respectively, the hardcore scene that I was in, and obviously the UK hardstyle scene. It's kind of all meshed into that one beach scene now, hasn't it? It's kind of like everyone's come together.
Yeah. It literally, it is the best thing that could happen. I remember when I went to the first Hellfire they did. And there were 5,000 people there. It was a sellout, I think. And I was just looking around and thinking, if they'd have put on a single genre event, if it was UK hardcore, if it was hardstyle, there's no way in a million years they'd have had 5,000 people. It was because
no chance.
Multi-genre.
No.
And as soon as I went to that, I thought, this is what everyone needs to do now, because this is the only way to start making it grow and go and kind of take it back a level. So.
It's the future, isn't it? Definitely. Plus, we've got so many talented people across the board. I think the UK scene's so underrated. If you actually, if you look at all the producers and the DJs and what everybody's doing over here, I mean, it's always been Holland-based, European-based and stuff, and America and all these kind of places. But I think at the moment, the UK producers and the people making the stuff is incredible. And I think if we all club together to really help each other, I think it could just blow up. I really do. Really exciting times.
I agree. Like it does need to come together. I mean, if you think about it, and I think I've said this on you before, like when we came from the rave scene in the 90s, it was like you went to a rave, it was called rave music, and you would just listen to everything in one arena for the whole night. And as soon as it started to segregate and split up and go into this genre and that genre, then the genre started to split into subgenre and subgenre. The crowds just got smaller and smaller and smaller, obviously over a long period of time. And so, you know, surely then it means if we go backwards and we go back to putting everything under one roof, that's going to be the way to get more people in.
And you think back then as well, all the artists were UK, all the DJs were UK. It was a UK scene, UK artists.
None of these Welsh lot. None of these Welsh lot coming in. Do you know what I mean?
No, we're part of the UK.
Not in my eyes, mate.
That's what made it successful, and that's what made it strong, I think.
Definitely.
It was all UK. And like you said, you look at the talent that's in the UK at the moment. You know, why not be putting on UK-only lineups? Because the talent's huge. Let's push our people again, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, sorry to change the topic a sec. A couple of people have said my mic's too quiet. It shouldn't be, but can you hear me now, guys? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, cool.
Do you know what? I've been so busy today. I've not had a chance to share this on my Facebook. So I'm gonna. If you see me turn around, I'm not being rude. I'm just dropping this to share because I've just been so flat out today. You know.
Yeah. Tell everyone you're here. Definitely. All right, cool. Someone's saying that's better. That's good. All right, wicked. All right, guys. So lots of opportunity for cross. So, all right, Mr. Void. He's just like hit the nail on the head there as well. Saying this is a good opportunity for like cross genre collabs. I totally agree. I think like, you know, people from different genres, you know, getting together and coming up with some like really unique pieces of music. I think that's another exciting thing about all this as well.
And I've seen some of the big guns doing that. I'm sure. Techno Boy messaged. It was something on Twitch. I can't remember who he messaged. I think it was a big EDM guy in America or techno guy in America. And it was, you know, it would have been an unusual collab. And he messaged him on Twitch asking if he was up for a collab. And I thought,
everyone wants to work with good music, don't they? That's what I mean. I think it's more. Do you remember back in our day, back when we all first started, you wouldn't get that. Do you know what I mean? You'd send something to listen to, and they wouldn't listen to it. It's just simple as that. It was really hard work.
Yeah, and I think people were always too afraid to stick their neck out because you like as soon as you do another genre, they're like, oh, you're turning your back on our genre, like what are you doing? But you know what? Once a few people have kind of made it acceptable, now it seems to be the thing. It's just it's really cool. Definitely very exciting. So have you got any collabs coming, Mike? Anything you're allowed to talk about?
Yeah, I have. I've got one right here that I popped up a vocal. I don't know what it sounds like. I mean, I could do a little test if you want. It's Two Minds Project.
Yeah.
It's a big vocal that I've written for that, and we're going to start it very, very, very soon. Just after I finish these two new ones, but I've got that in the background. I've just been toning up the vocals for, and because I've done a collab with Mike Riveri, but I kind of want to try and do my own stuff for a bit now. I've done quite a lot of collabs over the years, like far too many. So I kind of want to, tone it down. If I find a vocal that I think, you know what, that will really suit this person, I want to do that. Or, you know what, this vocal will suit that. Or this track might suit someone else's vocal that they've written for me. Then I'll definitely do something. But the next couple of bits I got out, one of them's just been signed to Dirty Works. That Better On You. I had to rewrite the chorus for that. So that's on Dirty Works. Another new one, funny enough, I got Static. Stats, well, MC Static. He's on the vocal. We've got some Gaelic type of female singer on sort of like a verse, and then Aliens with Two Minds Project we've done a vocal for, and a couple of others as well. But collab wise, I really want to try and hold out for sort of like a monster collab, something that's going to really, really push me into the forefront. I wouldn't mind doing Alpha as well. Technical would be a great one to collab with one day. He's always been a dream of mine because again his hardcore is absolutely banging. I mean, like everything he's done. Yeah, since he was about 12 years old, I think he's been making music.
Yeah.
Definitely. Sean's asking, what made you come over to the hardstyle stuff?
I kind of always been onto it, really. It's hard just being an MC, because I'm like, people sometimes misinterpret what I say when I go to, let's say, the Hardcore Heaven Arena last year. I was like, there's too much hardstyle in here. I didn't like it. I thought it was too slow. That's not me saying I don't like harder music. That's just me as an MC saying, this is not what I like. I don't like it as an MC. It's not, you should, as you know, Shocker, you're not supposed to spit bars on it. It's all about hosting it and bigging up the crowd, you know? So my whole life has just been about MCing, writing songs. So it's kind of been like that kind of drive. But I've always liked hard music. I like classical music. I like country and western music. I like Slipknot. I like Linkin Park. I like I like everything. As long as it makes you feel something, music should make you feel something. There's too much synthetic music. I think if someone makes something and it just goes, oh yeah, that's a great production, I think that means shit. Like, I think it's got to really resonate with you to make you feel something. And at the moment, hardstyle, when the harder sounds, the big euphoric breakdowns, the leads, the melodies, the chord progressions, everything's really sort of, when hardcore took Clubland and trance, and it had that big build up, hands in the air and vocals. I think that's the way it's going now, and that's what just drew me straight in. I was like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt. I mean, you only have to go to these big festivals, and just the feeling to be in the crowd and hearing those big melodies and stuff is unreal.
Oh, it's amazing. I haven't been to a hardstyle festival yet. I've been to Tomorrowland and had Little Wonder, but most of the time I was on a different planet out there anyway. So I was just vibing on the hill, like.
Yeah, that was one thing I was going to ask, actually. So I know you've done Tomorrowland, but you haven't done DEF CON or any of the big.
No. Okay. No. None of my lot have really been into it. When they've all gone, when everyone's gone to DEF CON or something like that, I've always gone to the EDC or Tomorrowland. So or I've been doing something in MCing somewhere, doing like a festival. But none of my lot were into sort of hardstyle. And I saw Jack and that from Bournemouth. I seen them lot going. I'm like, I really enjoy. Obviously, Joey Wright as well with Destructive Tendencies and what they do. Yeah. I've been so close to going, but obviously now I think it's going to happen. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to go and get amongst it, especially with you boys. See what's cracking.
We saw Jacoby and Max Wolf in Hard Island,
and
really? I was like, wow, what are you? Why and how? What are you guys doing here? Because I didn't realize they were into hardstyle as much as that. I thought they were UK hardcore. So it was really good to see them there, and it was a big surprise. So yeah, if you want to go, I'm sure those boys are going to bang up for it as well.
And if I don't know anyone in there, I'll meet someone. It's all right. It's easy enough, innit, to make friends with someone.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So going forward, what obviously so production wise, are you going to be making any UK hardcore, and are you making any other genres other than hardstyle?
Well, I dabbled in the house stuff, didn't I, a while back, but it didn't quite grab me the way it went, because like I was mentioning before about the big leads and vocals, I like the 2011 sort of big room progressive house, like Steve Angelo, Sebastian Grosso, that kind of stuff. Because I think I was even sending you some stuff, Callie, back then, years ago. That's my type of music, that is. And then house kind of went all like techie, and I'm not really a fan of it. I understand it, but I'm not a fan. So my two loves is hardcore and I'm banging to my hardstyle now. So like the next hardcore one I've got that's got coming out on 170, and that's a hardcore one. I wouldn't call it's 160. So I wouldn't call it hardcore.
Happy hard, you passed that. That's the thing.
Happy hard. Do you know what I mean? I call it that. But yeah, after that, I've got a couple of big vocals sitting here now, and I was literally just working on that. I really want to make a kind of big upbeat vocal anthem, because I always write my own songs as well. So I haven't done a vocal 170, 175, big lead, big riff, just having it hardcore track. So this summer, I'll hopefully have a couple out, after this next one. So I'm literally as we speak, working on it now.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome.
Nice.
That's why I'm so tired. I'm knackered, mate.
Yeah.
Work, gym, and music.
No, I know. Yeah, Jim can be third on how hard I work at the moment. There, I'm a little bit lazy still, but
Yeah. So how long have you have you been like working on, like, because your your last few tracks, the production has just been crazy. I mean, how long do you think it's taken you to kind of get to that, that standard? Because like I said, the standard is just awesome on them.
Well, to be fair, like since I started with Himbo years ago, but Mob and Joey. So what was that? I don't know, 15 years ago. Just started sort of learning. I mean, even to this date, but I can't get my mix down sounding amazing. And I'm not there yet, So I build everything up, get everything, the chords, progression, beats, everything, the bass lines, build the track structure, write the songs, get everything amazing, master it, mix it down as much as I can. But I still need help getting it to that level that you want to hear to be released, because everybody's got a learning curve. I'm not sitting here saying, I made that sound as big and wide as it is, because I'm lucky to have talented friends around me that I can send the stems that I've done. They can help me and link with me and then build it all up, So I'm kind of at that third step where I need to get to that fourth step of just sort of mastering sort of how to get that final mix down and final build out the track. So I can't take 1,000,000% credit for the final product. But like I said, the build, the structure, the mastering, the mixing down, chord progression, the entire build of the track is me. But it's just getting that solid foundation sound out of hardstyle. I'm like years behind hardstyle. It's a new genre to me. You can kind of hear it in the production, because it's like it's hardcore sounds in between certain kicks and that. And sometimes it's too busy, because hardstyle shouldn't be so busy. It should be everything big,
But I think sometimes like that's what can bring a bit of like fresh air into it, because you're like you said you're coming over and you maybe haven't got the sort of experience of hardstyle, but I think that's what's going to bring some fresh ideas. And because everything I've heard of you so far is like nothing sounds out of place, nothing sounds like that's that's odd to have that there. So so it's working. Everything you're doing is working.
The next ones, though, honestly, I'm really. The next vocal I've got, I think, is going to be an absolute monster. It's I'm so excited for it. I started speaking to the guys at Scantrax as well, and they're looking forward to hearing it. And it's just a massive male festival vocal that, I kid you not, when people hear this vocal, it's going to blow people out of the water. It's just so. I'm very vocal driven. I don't know if you've noticed in my stuff. Yeah. I love the vocal to be massive, and the next couple of stuff is really exciting. I can't wait to show you guys, to be honest.
Awesome. Yeah, can't wait to hear that. Yeah, cool. So how many tracks have you got in progress at the moment?
2, 3, 4, 5. Like, these are the vocals I've just finished writing and recording behind me. So I'm just sorting all them out. That's 5 there. 1, 2, 3. No, 4, because better on news. Yeah, so 4. And the new one for 170 is 5. So yeah, all together 5. But hopefully they'll be peppered out between release dates. But I'm having a break after this. I'm going to have about 2-3 weeks off and just rest my head, because my head's burnt out a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, that's good.
Any cheeky listens?
Yeah, I mean, would you be able to hear it, will you? So
give it a go.
We'll have a go, yeah.
Tell me if it's distorted or not. This is just a vocal and piano, by the way. It's not actually. Find a way to be free from all the world tonight. We gotta take our time to be seen across the sky. Alive, face the planets, overcome through the stars and past the sun. We're the aliens, we are the aliens. Close your eyes to bend the time. We are one, the speed of light. We're the aliens, we are the aliens. We are the aliens. Oh. That's one. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
Nice.
very nice.
Yeah.
So,
Tell us about that. Tell us about that vocal then. So is that one that you've written? Who's performed it?
yeah, that's another one I've written. Me and a guy called Harrison. He's a brilliant vocalist. So I wrote the song "Walking to the Shop." Funny thing is, I write my songs in like 5 minutes. I wrote "Ironheart" in about 5 minutes, and it's always when I go to the shop, I just put my headphones on. Oh, that sounds good. I wrote this in 5 minutes, walking to the shop for some milk, and I come back to the missus, and I was like, "Oh, check this out!" And the missus is like, "Yeah," because I can't sing. That's the only issue. I'm a songwriter who can't sing, and she's like, "Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, sound." And then I've got hold of my mate. I was like, "You need to sing this for me, man," and I sang it to him really shitly, and he sang it back, and I was like, "Perfect, mate." So that's definitely one. I mean, I've got another. I've got to show you a little clip of a female one here if you want to.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Let's see if I get this one up. I want to make them all come on, otherwise that'd be embarrassing.
Step by step on this mountain high. Don't tell me I don't know what the pain feels like. I've been there before. I'm here from there to tell you now. I know the world is gonna chew you and spit you out. I've been there before. My hands, they get so cold. My feet, they run too far away from all that's good. All this, it shows to me how much we strive to be a person so perfectly.
That's a big hands in the air one, that is. That's gonna be.
I can't wait to hear that.
Can't wait to hear that stuff like that.
Behind you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Big breakdown and like yeah, definitely, mate, 100%.
Is that a vocalist, someone you know?
Yeah, it's another one who she sang "Better on You" for me as well, and she's just another find. Like I'm really picky with vocalists, and I always go on like a deep rabbit hole dive because they've got to fit sort of like the idea in my head. If they don't fit the idea in my head, I can't work with them. And they've got to be workable. I don't know if you boys know, some vocalists, you ask them, "Oh yeah, I've got a project for you. Can you sing this?" And they're like, "Yeah." This one girl was like, "Yeah, I want £500. I want 50% of all royalties." And I was like, "Oh yeah, but I wrote the song." "Yeah, it doesn't matter though, because I need 50% of everything of it and £500 up front." I'm like, "Come on." I was like, "It could be really hard work, vocalists. And if there's any vocalists listening, don't be hard work." Because you might get a great piece of music out of it. Do you know what I mean? It's
yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's a bit demanding. All right, so now you got all the productions. What are you carrying on with the MCing?
To be honest, like for me, I love MCing to like my era of hardcore. I've hit the ceiling. Where, like, for me, as a business standpoint as well, where can I go? That's what I'm 35 now, so I'm sitting there thinking, okay, where can I go with the talent that I have, or the ability that I have? Sorry, as an MC, and I can't go any further. That's it now. I can't. I can't be taken seriously. It's hard being an MC. As Shocker, you'll know as well. It's like if you're just going to be an MC, you can only be taken seriously to a certain level as an artist, and then you've got that ceiling, and that's I'm not going to go on any massive stages as an MC, like spitting bars. I host I could, but even that is just you're forgettable. But I don't want to be forgettable. I want to put my ability and talents into something that's going to make me rememberable. Making anthems, making music, and I've had an amazing 20 years as an MC. Like, it's been amazing. I've done the best things, but it just doesn't give me that buzz anymore. I need something to work towards. Otherwise, what's the point? What's the point in living when you've got nothing to work towards? And
you've probably done the biggest stage. you've probably done the biggest stage you can, being West main stage. That's for UK hardcore. That's probably as big as it gets. And
that's as far as you're going to get, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to host hardstyle events. Don't get me wrong. Like, if I ever got a phone call just to host a set, you know, at a DEF CON or something like that. I mean, if I ever get these connections and networking and avenues, I'm 100%, because the sets I'm going to be playing are going to be me hosting my sets. I'm going to be jumping around like a nutter when I'm DJing, so I'm going to be a host as well, like a Joey Wright, because in the end of the day, it was Joey Wright who sort of pulled me through as a kid and put his arm around me and sort of like nurtured me. So I've got a lot of his mannerisms on stage as I'm going to have on stage, because it's just the way I was brought up by him, you know? Yeah. Sound like he's my dad, but like...
You'd be happy with that.
He looks a little bit like me, so he might be. But, you know, yeah, for MCing for me is... I've got nothing left to give. I've given everything I could possibly have given to hardcore, and, you know, I'm happy enough just to do classic sets and old school sets now. I don't think there's anywhere I can go now, you know, without being happy anyway.
Yeah, I think you know, the scene would have to change if you were to have a bigger goal ahead of you for MCing. Yeah. So, and that, you know, like you said, that's something that's not in your hands anyway. So, like you said, it's better to focus on the things that you can control rather than things that you just got to hope that, you know, that someone will throw something your way. So
I mean, don't get me wrong, like there is nothing better than the atmosphere of a UK hardcore crowd. Like, you say, you got like 2,000, you know, like everyone screaming, whistles, horns, like, you know, there is nothing like it. It's the best feeling in the world. But, you know, it's just not in that place anymore. You know, we said earlier, it's gone into a different era. It's a different, you know, it's a social media era. Everything's changed now, hasn't it? It's like, and we had the best years, you know. I don't regret any of it. I loved every single second of it. I can't wait for it to come back. But I'm not gonna put my heart and soul and effort into that now. It's like, I do that for the love, and I'm gonna do these writing songs, producing and DJing. That's gonna be my passion in that now, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You know, whenever I see like videos from previous events pop up on, you know, like, you know, your memories in Facebook and things like that, it's it's sad to see like the way events are at the moment and what we did have. And you know, it makes me want to cry.
It makes me want to cry. I'm not even lying. It makes me just shed a little. When you watch the old HDUK and the Sun videos and that, I literally have to turn it off sometimes. I have to, because it was such a good era, and I'd love to do it all one more time. You know, I remember you, Shaka. I remember all of us and one of your Welsh mates. We was on this boat and we were. I think we were just steaming, and we came off to this little bar, and I just remember how drunk we all were, just walking through the Mar, just causing absolute carnage. Amazing times.
It was amazing.
Those Lorette de Mar events were just wild, so much fun, and it was at the peak of everything, you know. So it was just brilliant. Yeah, really good experiences, and so glad I was there to experience those, you know.
I'll do it. If someone put an event on Lorette de Mar, I'd do it for free. Honestly, I'd love to go there and do it. One last go. I think there's enough people in both our scenes to go to one last, you know, goodbye sort of big event in Lorette de Mar, even though it's a shithole. It's our shithole, isn't it? You know what I mean?
A lot of people used to slag it off, and where was it? Was it Maga, the other place it went to then afterwards? Which I enjoyed that as well, but it wasn't. You know, Lorette de Mar. I preferred Lorette de Mar. It was much better. Yeah,
because you could walk around Lorette de Mar and no sleep and look fine. Do you know what I mean?
You know, over the years there have been some legendary and epic shitholes. You know,
I know. I was born in one.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, but it would be so. I mean, the one good thing, or not good thing, but the one positive to take from like what's going on now is, I think it is an opportunity if things do go back to normal. I think people are going to be buzzing to go out more than they have been for a few years. I think we're going to see like busier clubs, better ticket sales, you know. But like we said at the start, I just hope that you know, we're allowed that can happen. I hope there's no barriers in the way of that. So
I think, yeah, I'm having this argument with people. I think at least it's going to be an important year when it's all back. No, if it comes back this year, I wouldn't count this year as the main one. I'd count next year. But I think the first full year back is so important because, like you said, I personally think you're going to have everybody coming out. You're going to have all the old lot coming out because no one's been out. You're going to have the new lot coming out. It's going to boom. But the job is to keep everybody out. Like, there's no point putting on these big events with no production, with a shit sound system, with the same names that's been there for 20 or 30 years. Because let's get it right. I mean, some of them are my friends, but you can't repeat the same mistakes, you know. Like, and for this whole year back that we all come back, it needs to be just full driven because we could just create a brand new scene from it all, you know. It's there for the taking.
Yeah,
Definitely, man. So I think promoters ain't got to worry about numbers. I think everyone's going to go, but what everyone should worry about is who's been busy in lockdown for a starter, and production. Like, make sure these events the new people walk out of these events going, fucking hell, did you see how good that was? You know, when we used to go slamming vinyl and used to walk out and be like, what was that? That was amazing. Do you know what I mean? That's what we need to be, and then we and look after each other. Like I said, the UK lads, you got, you know, yourselves, Joey Wyatt, Two Minds, myself, Jack Jacoby smashing it. There's, you know, Max Wolf. There's so many UK producers that are just absolutely killing it with this new sound. Spyro, that's Prospect. I mean, you know, the boys on the HDUK label. Everybody is making quality music, so everyone should help each other get that platform. You know,
it's quite interesting because, like, you know, I'm seeing all the names that you're mentioning. You're right, you're bang on. They're the ones that are doing it. And I think, you know, things have changed. I think some people have kind of disappeared a little bit. Other people have seen it as an opportunity, and they've been grinding, stepped up the game. But yeah, I agree. You know, it could go forward with some slightly different names. Keep it fresh, keep it exciting. Because
they're going to come out in there. There's no better chance to put a lineup on with more or less names and big names than there is now. Like, because they're going to come out. There's no if I was a Raiders still and I looked on the lineup and it was like, I don't know, let's just say Damon Styles and loads of people that I didn't know, I'd go. I'd go wherever if it was Damon Styles and everybody else and all these big hardstyle DJs and everybody. It makes no difference to me. I'm still going to an event when it all come back on. So why not push everybody new? You know, and I think that's what Damon's doing with this harder generation thing, because the lineups are great. Like, you know, I can't. It's got everybody on it. It's brilliant. That one in Manchester, I think, is it the one with the tweakers and that on? Blew my head off when I saw that come out. I was like, I need to go to that. Like, there hasn't been an event like that over here, really, other than a festival. You know.
Not for a long time.
You boys have got to get your makeup back on and start smashing sets.
Oh God, those are the days.
I know, definitely. So one thing I'm curious about, so like, I'm sure you probably talk to a lot of the hardcore boys still. What is, like, out of all the hardcore guys, the ones who are still going, still busy with gigs, or, you know, when the gigs were happening, is it like, are they all into, like, the way it's going and crossing over, or are some of them just sticking to their guns and they're just doing what they've always done?
Yeah, I'd say not. I mean, someone like Mike Riveri, obviously he is, because I think he's like my number one guy. I think he's amazing producer. I think the bloke's multi-talented. I can just see him going off doing these new house stuff and, you know, not bigger and better things, but going on a different direction.
Yeah.
But I don't really know, you know. It's a hard one because I speak to a lot of them and I don't think everybody. I think all we want to hear, this is taking my head off from what I'm making now to the 160. All I want to hear, if someone's going to make hardcore, is just make original hardcore. Like, make a bigger vocal. Don't be lazy. Write a hardcore anthem. Write your own vocal. Write something that's massive, and you know, it could be, you know, like the old hardcore speed or whatever, but with the new sounds. But we just want to hear music that makes us buzz again. A lot of these producers, it doesn't work. Like, you can't go into Ravens Reunited at midnight and drop a 155 track. It just doesn't work. Like 155 set, sorry. It don't work. We saw it at Hardcore Heaven. Everyone in Hardcore Heaven in the Hardcore Heaven arena played hardstyle. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, this isn't what they want to hear, you know? Pepper it in the set, but we want to just hear big vocals. We want big leads, music, you know, not just mixing in. And you know, when people mix in, it's like a 8-bar mix. No kick and bass. Where's the kick and bass gone? That's what hardcore was all about.
You want a nice little bass change, didn't you?
Yeah, you want a bass change and you want to chop and change, and then you just everybody has it. And I don't think nobody's doing it. I mean, hats off to Clubfiller as well. Clubfiller's making hardcore. You know, like he stuck to his guns and he's just making bouncy hardcore. Like I think 24/7. Some of the stuff is, but it's just not. You need those big old, you know, Essential Platinum, Raver Baby anthems, but someone needs to start making them with big vocals. And I don't think no one's doing it. You know, it's a shame. I think the scene's there to just blow up again. But the DJ, I spoke to Keith and Terry about this as well. The DJs just aren't making the music for it. Yeah, you know, that's all it is. That's all they need to do is sit down and make a big anthem, and then hardcore would, you know, would slowly start. I mean, look at the bounce scene; it's massive at the moment, ain't it?
Oh, huge! Massive.
And that's all our vocals.
Yeah.
Do you think, you know, when events come back, do you think lineups should be kind of producer based? So, you know, the ones who are like grinding with tunes, the ones who are doing well with their music, do you think that's what should represent the majority of the lineups?
I think it all depends. I think you got people like DJ C, who's just carried the UK hardcore scene on his back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whoever doesn't, I think he should be on every lineup. Like I know. It doesn't happen a lot, but I think the first name in a hat for being a DJ should be DJ C. He's a good guy. He's an amazing DJ. Loads of energy. But then you get into the issue with like same as anyone, and not anyone can DJ, but you don't want to give it just anyone who's a good DJ. Otherwise, you'd have a lineup of about 100 people. I think it's got to be like a balance. You know, it's a hard one. Like if someone's making amazing anthems and they're DJing, then they've got to be booked, haven't they? But like someone like Fallon, let's say, like Fallon is probably one of the best technical DJs I've ever seen, and that's hands down. Like he's amazing, but he doesn't produce enough. So some people might say. He doesn't, and he won't mind me saying this because he's a good mate of mine, but he doesn't warrant sets on main stages because he doesn't produce. But where do you draw the line? It's a balance. I think you need to have a couple of things out to warrant big stages. Unless you've got something like DJ C has, which is completely and utterly promoting the scene without having to produce.
Yeah, so in a way, it's just all the people who are grinding, whatever they're doing.
Yeah. You know. If they earned it, if they earned it, and they're doing something if you know that person's going to bring numbers in, or that person's doing something for the scene, not just a live stream in a kitchen on Facebook, because let's be honest, there's a million of them. I mean, like what top quality, new, fresh ideas to push the music, then they shouldn't have to produce. You know, as long as they could DJ, and as long as they're bringing something to the table, then we've all got to eat, haven't we? You know?
Yeah, definitely. They're
going to have that something original and different. So, you know, DJ C is a prime example. Okay, he's not producing, but fuck me, look at everything else he's doing. You know?
Yeah, he's everywhere, isn't he? He's literally everywhere.
Yeah, you can't knock him down because he doesn't produce. It's not fair.
Yeah, definitely.
And he loves it as well. You know what I mean? I used to MC in the kitchen with him about 15 years ago when he was a kid. No, I was a kid as well, by the way. Like we was having a party. It used to be me, him, and Recognize just in his kitchen drinking Stella, and this little like shaggy head nutter. I used to call him Flat Eric and Gamma because he was like Flat Eric and Gamma in one. He's always been the same, and I think he really, when it all comes back, I think he really deserves to get, you know, a big push from everyone, you know, rightly so.
100%, yeah. I just hope that, like, you know, really the people who are going to be promoting the events that come up is kind of in their hands to spot these things. Like, you know, we would know how to put a good lineup together, but you know, are they going to see what we can see? You know,
Are they on the same wavelength as what we are? Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Or are the promoters just going to be same old? You know?
No, I think promoters now, when I spoke to them, I think they're all on the same page now. I think they've had enough. I think a lot of promoters I probably had enough of being like, why should we book these people who have done absolutely nothing for years, pay them all this money when we got guys like this who are really pushing the scene? And I think a lot of people are clued up and wised up to that now. I think it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what these next big lineups, not the ones that are already out now that were from last year. I mean, the next lineups. Be interesting to see if anyone's going to take that opportunity and chance to really sort of push the scene, or are they going to, you know, stick to the same mistake they've been making for the past 10 years? It's just, you know, who knows, man.
And it's, do you know what? I think like there's an opportunity there for a new promoter to come along with these fresh ideas and someone on the ball and you know, picking the right people for the lineups and with a bit of money to put some production in. You know, there's a good opportunity there for someone, definitely.
Yeah, money. That's the thing, though, isn't it? We need someone with money. If I won the lottery, I'd do it myself. I'd be like, right, free rave for everyone. I mean, everyone gets in for free booze, and you're all staying for the after party as well. But you saw it.
Yeah, and I think the worst thing is as well is that, you know, with everything that's gone on, you know, there's the risk of maybe putting your money up front, and then you know, if something happens and it can't go ahead, it's. I
think there's no. I think that risk is really small next year, though. I do, like with this COVID. I think at worst, if you put on a good event, good promotion, good lineup, I think at worst you'll break even. I just think it's such a weird time at the moment for music. Like, if you just have the bollocks to put something great on, I don't think you're going to lose money. I really don't.
No. Well, I think as long as the events go ahead, I think most of them have got a good opportunity to sell out.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Oh, these harder generation ones, they'll be rammed, absolutely rammed.
It definitely will be. I'm looking forward to going to. I want to go to all of them. I can't, honestly, but I'm definitely going to go to the Manchester one and the Cardiff one, and probably a few others where some of the lads are playing. But yeah, for me, I'm going to go to a lot more just to listen, to watch crowd reactions to like the build of hardstyle and that, just to get a bit of because it's all right making hardcore, because I come from being a hardcore raver. I know everything about it, but I want to just sort of do a little. You use that as an excuse to go to a few festivals, like a bit of A&R.
I'm going to work, love.
Yeah, I'm working, babe. Yeah, I'll see you in 6 days.
but yeah, I mean, I've come back from festivals, and all I want to do is get an idea out of my head and make it. And you know, it's inspiring, like hearing that music on the sound systems and everyone dancing around you. It's very cool.
It's different ball game, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. What about you boys anyway? Let me interview you. So what are you boys got coming up then? How are you two doing?
I'll be honest, like, you know, I wish I'd been like you at the moment, where I'd been sticking my head into sort of music production, and I'm in the studio every day, but I'm usually doing stuff for other people, and I've kind of lost a bit of the kind of spark to like get my own tracks out there. I think it's just, normally I write tracks knowing there's a big gig coming up. I'm like, right, I got to finish it by then. And that gets me excited. It gets me pumped up and wanting to get that track done. And at the moment, because there's not that motivation, although I suppose just now there are dates going back in the diary, but I've kind of really missed that. So I'm hoping now with a few dates going in the diary, now that'll get me back in the mood for it. So yeah, and I think like you as well, I've done loads of collab stuff over the last few years and not much solo stuff. So that's definitely something I want to kind of go back towards, is more solo releases.
Yeah, definitely. Because I remember listening to you boys when I was a little kid, raver. Just it's like you, Cali Juice, and you and I used to walk into the arenas and that and see you boys on there a long, long time ago, man. It just seems,
very, very
nice. And now you're all grown up, and I'm the same age as you was then. So it's
oh dear, yeah, we've been going a long while. I'll give it that.
Yeah. So go on. Shaka can answer your question as well.
So we just had a little one out with Serotones now for May the 4th. Little Star Wars little thing there. So
you did your Star Wars, didn't you?
Massive, yeah. So I was happy, very, very happy to do that. So that's just a free download that's up now from the boys there. I've got something coming up with BRK. It'll be this year at some point. Really, Ian's heard this, really aggressive, fucked up vocals on that. that I've done, really fucking aggressive. So that's out this year at some point. And that's it at the moment. I need to, get my get back out there and start getting some other stuff under my belt now for this year.
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard because obviously there's no gigs. Gigs was the one thing that spurred us all on. It was like kind of
whole part of doing anything was to complete something, so you could then go to a club and play it to people. It's
a catch-22 because you can make really good stuff in this period. Like a track that I got done called TikTok. I wish I just made that next year. Like, I wish I made that track when festivals were around because I think it would have blown up. Yeah, it did blow up, but I made it at the wrong time, So I think I might have to do a remix of that because you can make so much good music. And it will get, what music's like now. It's not like back in the day where one track could test, like one track would last a couple of years. Now it's like, what's the next one? What's the next one?
You're right.
Moves so fast, doesn't it?
It does move so fast. Yeah, I mean, I remember tracks used to be on promo for 6 months. Now I get a promo, and 3 days later it's out. I'm like,
well, Vibes are Lively got their house from one vinyl release. Imagine being that now. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Money that must have been made from vinyl releases.
Was it like £6 a vinyl, £7 a vinyl back then, which is probably like 12 quid? Sold like 35,000 copies, didn't they? The Nutters. Absolutely, man.
That's
crazy. Well, yeah, I mean,
there's no way you can make money like that. From it now, it's just.
I remember talking to Mark Smith years and years ago, and he said, back being a producer at the sort of start of the rave scene, you didn't need to DJ, you didn't need to, like, producing was your job. You could earn a really good living just from producing and doing nothing else. And now, I mean, how many jobs have we all got?
Exactly. Ones that they don't know about as well. I've got an OnlyFans. I've got everything, mate. But now it's like, I suppose back then you could sell 20 vinyls, couldn't you? And it's like over 100 quid. It's just by selling 20 vinyls. But back then you had thousands of people that the only way you could get music, you had to physically buy the music, didn't you? Otherwise you couldn't get it. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, I remember. We've lost Shocker. I remember chatting to Plutonium Boy, and he was telling me that, like, he went through a period where he was averaging like 30,000 vinyl sales, for every release.
Jesus, that's mad.
Yeah, it's just bonkers. I mean, literally. Yeah,
makes me sick. And now we get like 20 sales, and we're number one on like. Top 10. It's like not the main chart now.
Yeah,
but I remember Dougal told me once it was like you needed something like 300,000. I might be paraphrasing here, but like 300,000 sales to get a number one. Now to get a number one in the chart, you only need 8,000 or something like that. It's that drastic how much it's changed. Like that's in the main charts as well. So like, if 8,000 people turn up at a rave and say, look, well, just buy this track, please, everybody, get it number one.
Yeah, definitely. But yes, that's changed loads, and I think the another bad thing now is, like, I know, and you probably know this, like I'll have a tune that'll come out, say, Monday morning first thing, and by 12 o'clock lunchtime, it's on sites where people are ripping it and sharing it and all sorts. So.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? It's all about live gigs now, and then even we ain't even got that anymore.
Yeah.
So what is it about?
I know. So what's coming up for you then? What's next?
The next one was the next release will be on 170. That's with called Animal. I might not even should be saying this, but he won't mind. With me and Stats. So obviously producing it. Stats is on the vocal. That's the next release. The one on Dirty Works, Better on You. That's on the 28th of July. hopefully this Aliens one with 2 Minds. That probably, I'm guessing, we might finish that in 3 weeks. So probably every month, really, there might be something dropping, I think.
Yeah,
these two new female vocal ones. One's going to be a hardcore one. One's going to be a hardstyle one. So yeah, I mean, every month there should be something dropping, I reckon, and then hopefully that will just lead me to the end of the year. I do need a little bit of a break. Like, I just you know what it's like when your head's just so. It's hard to balance obviously because of COVID. You know, I've got to get a job, so I'm balancing work, balancing a relationship, balancing making music. I get an idea, and I'm running into the studio at midnight. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just what you have to do it, because if you don't do things like that, you're never going to be successful, because you're just going to, one, you're going to forget the idea, and two, like, you know, as a musician, as a creative person, these things don't come in one go. You could be walking to the shops and you've got it, and you have to stop what you're doing. Whether you're talking to your girl, your missus, or you at family dinner, you have to note it down. You have to do it, don't you? It's just one of them.
Yeah, it is spirit of the moment. Like, you know, I've woke up in the morning, all of a sudden I had a song in my head, and I'm scrambling around trying to plug everything in, thinking, shit, I got to get this out quickly. So definitely.
Yeah.
So
internet just went.
Internet.
Yeah. I thought it was all of us. So
your internet wouldn't have gone back in the 90s, mate. No way. You would have sold all them records, man. You'd be living in a big mansion with the best internet in the world.
I'd have fibre straight to my bedroom.
Straight to your brain.
Cool. All right. I don't think you are you, Dale? You're not on the lineup.
No. You going to jump on?
No MCs or hosts, apparently.
None at all.
No, take it up with the Hard Generation guys.
See what I mean? We are hated. We are hated species, mate. You know, we're like in danger. We need David Attenborough to come on and talk about us, because we are on our way out.
I think there's so many bad MCs. That everyone just gets put in the same pigeonhole. If you're an MC, you're an MC. You know, I don't think there's you just get pigeonholed with that. You get branded or tarred with it. You know, when you know that's not the case. There are a lot of talented people out there, and they do stand up for the crowd. But
I personally, this is not just being biased because I was an MC. If it's the right MC, the right host or whatever on that set, it completely and utterly changes your night. Your night can be amazing, and then all of a sudden it could be next level. It could be like through the roof amazing. You know, it makes a difference. And like you said, sadly, our hard dance genre is full of absolute shite, and it just is. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's mad. I think those harder generation ones should definitely have, you know, like yourself, or like a villain, or you know, some because it just. Even just to introduce or outro the DJs, you know what I mean?
I've said that so many times. I've said, look, I'll just introduce the DJs if you want. Just introduce, say something halfway through this. I'll just do that, because that will make a big difference.
Yeah, I remember when we, you know, back in the day when we were doing Bionic, we were doing Bionic in Evo, and there's like 1,500 people there. And there was one particular time where I don't know whether Shocker had another gig or he was late or something, but he wasn't there for the start of the set. And we went on and we were playing, and it was amazing. Anyway, it was just going off, 1,500 people, atmosphere was incredible. And then he walks in sort of, you know, 10 minutes in, grabbed the mic, and it just literally blew the roof off. And
it just takes it up, definitely.
Yeah, like it, you know,
next level. Yeah,
it is. It's that there, and you can't achieve. It doesn't matter how good your music is. The music alone cannot do that. It can
only take you so far, can't it? Because everybody's just sheep, isn't they, in the crowd? If you think about it, even me, we're all in the crowd. Like, I hate the callbacks. Like you say at Tomorrowland, you know, like that. Hey ho, I hate it. I'm like, cheesy bastard. I'm steaming out my head in the back, and as soon as they say, I'm the first one going, hey, I'm like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? It just makes a difference.
It does, I think it's connect, because the music will take you so far. I think an MC or host, it's like that connection between
the DJ and the crowd.
Yeah, it is the DJ, the music, and the crowd. I think it's that little connection that makes it live.
You know what? You should take your cordless mic thing you've got, plug it in, Callie, and then do you just stand at the back
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then just in the corner like that, just be like, yeah, make some noise. They'll be looking for you around the club.
And it's a tough one because, like you just said now, am I going to go on the mic? And it's like, okay, well, what do? Do I turn up, go on the mic, do what I need to do, see everything, everything kick off? But then I've kind of shot myself in the foot then, because it's like, well, I wasn't booked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I've done that so many times. It's like, well, if you want me to do it, you need to book me to do it, And so many times I've not been booked. I've turned up, done what I wanted to do. It's all kicked off, thinking, great, they'll book me next time, and then I still don't get booked next time.
Yeah, it's
weird so many times.
Yeah. I find it mad that like some people just don't see the value and see it's like they don't get what that will add to an event.
It's strange, isn't it? It's a weird one. I mean, I was on, because when I used to live with Ben Nicky, and he had a tour in Ireland, and I went with him. And that was the only time I've ever sort of got on the mic, and it's sort of like he played like a trancey set at this really small Irish club, and I was like, I was just like, you know what? There's absolutely nothing I could do to this crowd, because they're all like facing each other, like all these sort of like tech housey. It wasn't trance tech house. It was weird. He played a different set anyway. But I just said a couple of things, and I was like, you know what? I was like, this music doesn't need it. Obviously there are some music that doesn't need it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I just put the mic down. I was like, I'm not going to make myself look like an idiot. But like you said, the harder dance stuff. Oh man, it's had stuff since since the days of Dolphin and all that. It's sort of like all the old techno parties and squat parties and that. You've always had someone like a Ribs. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't even have to say anything. Just be there to big up the DJ. When a big vocal comes in, tell people to sing. When it drops down, make some noise, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? Job done.
Yeah, it's just hosting and looking. Like, I've always kind of felt, when we were doing Bionic and everything, Bionic were my sort of crowd to look after, and I kind of felt responsible for them. I know it's quite weird. You're just kind of hosting the party and just making sure everyone's okay, and just it's weird. Good though.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, cool. Well, we'll be respectful of Mike Enemy's time, because I know he needs to head to the gym.
Yeah. So, I'm not even doing that yet, mate. I'm like,
So, anyways, we're gonna do our usual and just end with some quick fire questions. So, fast answers. Just the first thing that comes to the top of your head.
Oh shit! You sure?
Yeah. So, who's starting, Dale?
You go first if you want.
I'll go first. Okay, so who's your favorite DJ?
Mike Riveri.
Cool.
Well, when was the last time you were late for something?
Every day.
Okay, favorite producer.
I'm going to sound like I'm sucking him off here. My favorite producer. Right, I know it's quick fire, but favorite producer ever, or?
Yeah.
Okay, Calvin Harris, I reckon.
Okay, all right, cool.
When was the last time you cried?
Listening to an old I've got one. Watching the old HCID in the Sun 2009 video that everyone was sharing from YouTube. I had a tear in my eye.
Amazing. That was worth the wait. Okay, cool. Tell us one thing about you that your fans won't know.
My name's Steve.
All right.
Nice, I was actually Steve Enemy. I was actually a DJ before MCing.
Oh, right.
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. What did you used to DJ?
When I was on vinyl back then, though, with drum and bass.
Wow, interesting. Okay. Nike or Adidas?
Oh, I'm gonna have to say Adidas because I've got a pair on.
Yeah, all right.
I can't really lie to myself, can I?
Strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Oh, fucking hell! A prickly pear when I was in the Middle East, and it was like eating a cactus. You put it in your hand, and it was like, those really thin cactuses with the
yeah.
Cactus with pricks in, obviously. One of them, and I remember just being in agony for about a week because I had thousands and thousands and thousands of hairs over there. It stuck into my mouth because you're supposed to skin them, but I didn't know because I'm a bit of an idiot. So I was covered in all my pores and in my face with all these little pricks in. Sounds funny, that doesn't it? Yeah, but yeah, that's the worst.
Ouch. First thing you think of in the morning?
Music.
Okay, what's the best job you could have if it had nothing to do with music?
Personal trainer again.
Okay.
iPhone or Samsung?
Samsung.
Favorite song right now?
Ooh. Can you give me a genre? I don't know. My favorite song.
Anything. What are you listening to? What's something you've been listening to recently?
I'd say Mike Riveri's new one, "Let Me Go." It's been constant on my phone in the gym. I hope he's paying me for this.
I'm
giving him some promotion on here. Jesus.
Is that a Mike Riveri t-shirt?
Oh, it is.
Mike, what is the craziest thing you've ever done?
Oh, fucking hell! I don't think I can really say it, to be honest. I do a one that I could say. Just the craziest thing I've ever done was just uproots and move to the Middle East. Right. That's the craziest. I've done other things, but yeah.
That answers that. That answers that for me. Favorite old school track?
Oh, what's it called? JJ Tribute. There were so many different versions of it. Big piano riff. Wait there. So
very, very wide.
I love it, but yeah. Favorite old school track, the one with the pianos.
The one with the piano in it, yeah.
JJ Tribute it's called, but I can't remember it because it's had about 20 remixes. Okay. Or do you know what? Or sort of like Sweet Harmony. Or I have to shout out the one that got me into sort of rave music. Let Me Be a Fantasy. What's it called? Asher. There you go.
Right. Okay.
Cool. Okay. And last one for me. If you could live in a movie, what movie would it be?
Terminator 2, because I fucking love that film.
Yeah, one of my favorites, definitely.
Greatest film ever made. I wouldn't be very fun living there, but I'd be cool to see what happened. Like.
All right, cool. And we'll end on this one. If you were an insect, how many legs would you want?
How many legs? How many legs would I want if I was an insect?
Yeah.
I would have 100.
That's an answer. Hey, I don't think there's a right answer to that. So
that's a centipede. Is that a centipede?
No, I think the centre is 10 in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it centre?
No. Centipede is meant to be 100, but I don't think it is.
Centipede is meant to be.
Yeah. I think it's exaggerated. It's exaggerated. So anyway, all right, wicked. So thank you, Mike. It's been a pleasure.
Nice one, man.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who's joined us. Make sure you go check out the latest HDUK podcast episode with Mike on.
Yeah.
And don't forget to pick up a copy of his latest release as well, which you can get from beatporthardstyle.com and everywhere else.
And we'll put links, any links you want to put in, Mike, afterwards, and pop them in the comments, any of your socials. Or if you go to the description of the podcast, then, all social links are there. So show some love, please, guys.
Great. Thank you for having me on, guys. It's been great. It's been a laugh.
Pleasure, mate.
Amazing. All right, good stuff, Mike. We shall speak to you very soon.
Take care, fed up.
Bye, guys. See ya.